Hello and welcome to quiz class. Today we have 100 questions on nostalgia, and we will be looking at 6 different categories. Here are our quiz class awards. Please tell us how you ranked in the comments. And our categories are holiday traditions, music, devices that shape the times, pop culture icons, toys and games, and literature and books. So let's begin with question number 1 on holiday traditions. What influential message did Francis Church write in 1897 in the New York Sun editorial? Santa Claus is real, he's evil, or he is fake? Santa Claus is real. What is the name of the devilish character embraced in Austria on St. Nicholas Day? Santa Claus with a W, the Grinch, or Krampus? Krampus. What fast food business became synonymous with Christmas in Japan thanks to a brilliant advertising campaign? Burger King, KFC, or Pizza Hut? KFC. What are the 2 types of famous Italian pastries that are popular at Christmas and have a light, fluffy texture similar to brioche? Castella cake and dango, creamy caramel flan and conchas, or panettone and pandoro? Panettone and pandoro. What is the name of the multi-faith event that commemorates the winter solstice and heralds longer days ahead? New Year's Eve, World Interfaith Harmony Week, or Yuletide? Yuletide. How long is the Jewish Festival of Lights, or Hanukkah? 8 hours, 8 nights, or 8 weeks? 8 nights. Which Scandinavian country organizes yearly St. Lucia's Day processions led by girls in white costumes? Canada, Portugal, or Sweden? Sweden. Germany's Advent custom comprises making circular wreaths out of fresh evergreens and embellishing them with how many lighted candles? 1, 3, or 4? 4. Who do Spanish and Latin Americans identify with presenting gifts on January 6th, 3 Kings Day? The 3 Kings, the 3 Wise Men, or the 3 Unity? The 3 Wise Men. Besides decorative lanterns, what significant customs accompany Chinese New Year festivities? Dragon parades and food fights, karate and sumo fights, or lion dances and red envelope money gifts? Lion dances and red envelope money gifts. As part of Mexican Las Posadas, believers watch dramatizations of Mary and Joseph, which culminate in a joyful celebration. When does this ceremony happen? Christmas Eve, 9 days before Christmas, or from Christmas Day to New Year's Eve? 9 days before Christmas. South African Christians living in or visiting coastal areas engage in religious rituals accompanied by sea bathing sessions on Christmas Eve or morning, symbolizing what? The birth of Jesus, the baptism, or purification and new beginnings? The baptism of Jesus. Which French municipality is credited with inventing heart-shaped chocolate boxes in honor of Valentine's Day? Bayonne, Paris, or Valentine? Bayonne. Which ancient Roman festival took place between December 17th and 23rd, influencing our contemporary understanding of holiday cheer? Gaia, Jupitricia, or Saturnalia? Saturnalia. What unique term, originally carved from wood or bone, symbolizes good fortune? Animal-shaped figurines, dragon-shaped figurines, or dumpling-shaped figurines. This is during the Chinese New Year celebrations. Dumpling-shaped figurines. And let's move on to music. Whose parents' split inspired Elvis Presley's song Can't Help Falling in Love? His own parents, his stepbrother's parents, or his little nephew's parents? His stepbrother's parents. Don't Stop Believin' is a popular karaoke song, but who recorded this power ballad? Chicago, Jefferson Airplane, or Journey? Journey. Despite its darker roots, Every Breath You Take rose to stardom. Who composed and produced this misleading song? Duran Duran, In Excess, or The Police? The Police. Hey Jude, which was inspired by John Lennon's sister, spent how many weeks at #1 in the UK charts? 2, 6, or 15? 6. For many years, credit for the song Imagine has gone to one writer, John Lennon, but who actually received credit for co-writing the song? Yoko Ono, Paul McCartney, or George Harrison? Yoko Ono. Which renowned band wrote the song I Can't Get No Satisfaction, which appears in films such as Wayne's World and Guardians of the Galaxy 2? The Animals, the Hollies, or the Rolling Stones? The Rolling Stones. Like a Rolling Stone is a harsh critique of society that reflects changing times. It was written by which artist? Bob Dylan, Elvis Presley, or Jim Morrison? Bob Dylan. Which iconic musician sang No Woman No Cry, a song that embodies endurance? Bob Marley, Harry Belafonte, or Peter Tosh? Bob Marley. Which female singer earned national respect after winning Grammys for Best Female R&B Vocal Performance and Best R&B Song? Aretha Franklin, Britney Spears, or Hayley Williams? Aretha Franklin. Smells Like Teen Spirit, which rose to prominence due to its MTV rotation, fueled the emergence of which genre? Glam metal, alternative rock, or hard rock soft metal? Alternative rock. Stairway to Heaven is defined by expansive layers of sound, particularly Jimmy Page's solo. Which pioneering group is it from? Nirvana, Metallica, or Led Zeppelin? Led Zeppelin. Sweet Child of Mine, known for its contagious opening riff, originated with which chart-topping act? Guns N' Roses, Skid Row, or Van Halen? Guns N' Roses. What's Going On demands attention with thought-provoking statements and addresses current concerns, highlighted by which prominent artist? Curtis Mayfield, Marvin Gaye, or Stevie Wonder? Marvin Gaye. Question 29. You'll Never Walk Alone, which has been adopted as the Liverpool Football Club's theme song, is associated with which English band? Jerry and the Pacemakers, the Mercy Beats, or the Searchers? Jerry and the Pacemakers. The lovely melodies of yesterday are infused with longing and are associated with which British quartet? The Animals, the Beatles, or the Dave Clark Five? The Beatles. Let's move on to devices that shape the times. What camera line uses self-developing photographic film? Leica, Kodak Brownie, or Polaroid? Polaroid. Which system launched the golden age of arcade-style home gaming? The Atari Video Computer System, ColecoVision, or Magnavox Odyssey? The Atari Video Computer System. What sort of camera had detachable lenses and manual controls? Abacus, mechanical calculator, or handheld electronic calculator? The handheld electronic calculator. In addition to phone conversations, what features characterized early mobile phones? Email, instant messaging, or text messaging? Text messaging. What tools did people use to manage their appointments and contacts before personal data assistants became popular? Filing cabinets, desktop organizational apps, or spiral notebooks? Spiral notebooks. Which types of cameras lack reusable parts while still offering ease and affordability? Disposable film, medium format, or pinhole? Disposable film. What invention by IBM was a watershed moment in computing history? Word processor, magnetic strip reader, or the PC-compatible tower? The PC-compatible tower. What cumbersome piece of hardware was required to access the internet in the 90s? The analog modem, coaxial cable router, or the ISDN adapter? The analog modem. Which clunky gadget enabled you to watch your favorite footage or film and could be also record videos? The Laserdisc player, Betamax camcorder, or the VHS VCR? The VHS VCR. Which wearable gadget enabled people to communicate outside of voice conversations? Pagers, walkie-talkies, or feature phones? Pagers. Which business created the Game Boy handheld game console, which revolutionized portable gaming? Game Boy, Nintendo, or Sony? Nintendo. Which of the devices listed below was the first commercial product to successfully use laser scanning? Barcode scanner, CD player, or optical mouse? Barcode scanner. What company produced the first mass-produced microprocessor, the Intel 4004, in 1971? IBM, Intel, or Microsoft? Intel. Which gadget paved the way for cordless and mobile technologies? Cordless drill, television remote control, or wireless doorbell? Television remote control. When did the first graphical interface appear on the Xerox PARC? The 1970s, the 1980s, or the 1990s? The 1970s. And let's move to pop culture icons. Who is the iconic mouse that helped launch Walt Disney Productions? Mickey Mouse, Ricky Rat, or Minnie Mouse? Mickey Mouse. Which silent film actor and director became famous for his comedic tramp character? Charlie Chaplin, Leslie Nielsen, or Will Ferrell? Charlie Chaplin. Who was a child actress in the 1930s and achieved immense popularity in Hollywood? RuPaul, Shirley Temple, or Willow Smith? Shirley Temple. Who starred in numerous classic films, including The Wizard of Oz? Bette Davis, Judy Garland, or Marilyn Monroe? Judy Garland. Question 50. Who was not a member of the Marx Brothers? Gummo, Chico, or Costello? Costello. Who is known for retiring from acting at the height of her fame and declaring, "I want to be alone"? Greta Garbo, Bette Davis, or Audrey Hepburn? Greta Garbo. Who is known as the master of suspense and horror? Alfred Hitchcock, Jack Haley, or Marlon Brando? Alfred Hitchcock. Who infused grace and athleticism into his choreography? Gene Kelly, David Beckham, or Cassius Clay? Gene Kelly. Who directed the film Psycho? Stanley Kubrick, Quentin Tarantino, or Alfred Hitchcock? Alfred Hitchcock. Which actor is known for his warmth and authenticity? Francis Ford Coppola, James Stewart, or Steven Spielberg? James Stewart. Who challenged norms on screen and off, garnering critical praise for riveting turns in A Streetcar Named Desire and The Godfather? Elizabeth Taylor, Marlon Brando, or Sean Connery? Marlon Brando. Which actress radiated elegance and charm, winning awards for her iconic roles in Roman Holiday, Sabrina, and Breakfast at Tiffany's? Audrey Hepburn, Betty Davis, or Marilyn Monroe? Audrey Hepburn. Who is hailed as one of Europe's greatest stars and conquered Hollywood with sultry glamour and sex appeal, claiming an Oscar for Two Women in 1962? Betty Davis, Marilyn Monroe, or Sophia Loren? Sophia Loren. Who achieved superstar status for her striking violet eyes and award-winning performances in Butterfield 8, Cleopatra, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Ingrid Bergman, Elizabeth Taylor, or Meryl Streep? Elizabeth Taylor. Who won the Academy Award for Best Actress for Lilies of the Field? Dorothy Dandridge, Halle Berry, or Sidney Poitier? Sidney Poitier. Okay, so this is Best Actor. Best Actor. Okay, let's go to toys and games. When were the first wave of Star Wars action figures released? The 70s, the 80s, or the 90s? The 1970s. What was the original name of Pac-Man in Japan? Eat, Eat, Capture, Pizza Man, or Pac-Man? Pac-Man. What was Donkey Kong originally intended to be? A Popeye game, a Transformers game, or a Star Wars game? A Popeye game. What were Transformers originally designed to be? Teddy bears, simple affordable toys that could change shape, or Dungeons and Dragons characters? Simple affordable toys that could change shape. What year was the Nintendo Entertainment System released? 1975, 1985, or 1995? 1985. What TV show was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers based on? A German movie, a British play, or a Japanese TV show? A Japanese TV show. What was Tickle Me Elmo? A video game, a plush toy, or a board game? A plush toy. What was Play-Doh originally developed as? Professional sculpting clay, wallpaper cleaner, or glue? Wallpaper cleaner. Question 69. What did the basket set allow kids to play? Basket, miniature soccer, or indoor basketball? Indoor basketball. What were Matchbox cars? Remote control cars, home-built go-karts for racing downhill, or small die-cast cars? Small die-cast cars. What did the corn popper do? Shoot corn kernels, make popcorn in a safe way, or blow bubbles? Shoot corn kernels. What did the sharpshooter target practice game consist of? A laser pointer gun and a cartridge, a dartboard with a bow and arrows, or a cardboard target and a spring-loaded gun? A cardboard target and a spring-loaded gun. What was the frisbee originally called? The flying disc, spinny toy, or whirly bird? The whirly bird. What was the catchphrase of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Booyah, cowabunga, or fight crime, then pizza? Cowabunga. What did kids use super soakers for? To float on water, engage in water fights, or to watch them grow? To engage in water fights. Let's move on to literature and books. Who is the author of the nostalgic poem, I Remember, I Remember? Christina Rossetti, Philip Larkin, or William Shakespeare? Philip Larkin. Which poet wrote the famous Sonnet 30? William Shakespeare, Thomas Hood, or Philip Larkin? William Shakespeare. What is the main subject of the poem The Song of the Shirt? Recalling memories of a lost loved one, exploring the theme of memory, or hardships of working class people? Hardships of working class people. What is the theme of the poem Remember? Anger towards nostalgic feelings, longing to recall memories of a lost loved one, or describing the power of music to evoke memories and emotions? Longing to recall memories of a lost loved one. Who is the author of the poem Music When Soft Voices Die? Percy Shelley, Philip Larkin, or Thomas Hood? Percy Shelley. Which poem by Percy Shelley expresses the speaker's yearning for a lost love and the memories associated with it? A Pen, Two, or When We Were Young? Two. Which poem depicts a romantic scene and expresses the longing for a moment to last forever? Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, Frost at Midnight by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, or The Eve of St. Agnes by John Keats? The Eve of St. Agnes by John Keats. Which poem by Elizabeth Barrett Browning compares the power of poetry to preserve memories to the power of a pen to write them down? A pen, ink, or memory? A pen. Which popular poem by Samuel Taylor Coleridge reflects on the beauty of nature and the importance of preserving memories for future generations? I Remember, Frost at Midnight, or Green Grass and Hope? Frost at Midnight. Which novel is set in 19th century Russia? Anna Karenina, The Great Gatsby, or Don Quixote? Anna Karenina. Which novel explores the themes of the American dream and wealth in the Roaring Twenties? Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, The Great Gatsby, or The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn? The Great Gatsby. Which novel addresses racial injustice and the loss of innocence in a small Alabama town? Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, Jane Eyre, or To Kill a Mockingbird? To Kill a Mockingbird. Which novel is a coming-of-age story about a young man's struggle with adolescence and society? Don Quixote, Wuthering Heights, or The Catcher in the Rye? The Catcher in the Rye. Which novel explores love, class, and societal expectations in 19th century England? Pride and Prejudice, The Handmaid's Tale, or 1984? Pride and Prejudice. Question 90. Which book is a high fantasy epic about friendship, sacrifice, and the battle between good and evil? The Lord of the Rings, The Handmaid's Tale, or 1984? The Lord of the Rings. And let's move on to our mystery round. Which renowned rock band did not release an album during the 1970s? Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, or Queen? Queen. Who played Luke Skywalker in the original Star Wars trilogy? Alec Guinness, Harrison Ford, or Mark Hamill? Mark Hamill. Which 1970s TV sitcom starred a gang of adolescents hanging out at Arnold's Drive-In? The Brady Bunch, Happy Days, or The Partridge Family? Happy Days. Who was the lead singer of the rock band AC/DC in the 1970s? Angus Young, Bon Scott, or Malcolm Young? Bon Scott. Question 95. Which 1970s picture starred John Travolta as Tony Manero? Apocalypse Now, Grease, or Saturday Night Fever? Saturday Night Fever. Which 1970s TV show depicted a group of individuals stuck on a remote island following a plane crash? Gilligan's Island, Lost, or Survivor? Gilligan's Island. Who created the classic 1970s painting, The Scream? Edvard Munch, Pablo Picasso, or Vincent van Gogh? Edvard Munch. Which 1970s TV show starred Henry Winkler as Fonzie? The Brady Bunch, Happy Days, or The Partridge Family? Happy Days. Which 1970s musical trio scored a hit with Staying Alive, showcasing Barry Gibb's unusual vocal style? The Bee Gees, the Beatles, or the Jackson 5? The Bee Gees. And we are on question 100. Who was the first woman appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court in 1972? Elena Kagan, Margaret Thatcher, or Sandra Day O'Connor? Sandra Day O'Connor. Bonus question, which 1970s picture starred Sylvester Stallone as Rocky Balboa? Let us know the answer in the comments. and of course, how you ranked with our quiz class awards. And as always, thanks for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hello.